Air Force One. You probably won't think about faded artwork, oil leaks, and the smell of damp, stale air. But that's exactly what you find when stepping aboard Air Force One, as I did recently. Not the Air Force One being used today, but the very first Air Force One. Decades ago, no one really gave much thought to the historic significance of a plane that flew the president around the world, and Columbine 2 had been sold as military surplus. It was later purchased with the intention of converting it to a crop duster, but instead ended up sitting in the Arizona desert for years, deteriorating and wasting away, and it was close to being cut up for scrap. That is, until its owner got a call from a researcher at the Smithsonian Institute. The Columbine 2 was in fact the very first Air Force One. She flew President Dwight D. Eisenhower for 2 years until a newer Columbine 3 was purchased. Scott Glover at the Mid-America Museum in Mount Pleasant, Texas, became involved with the plane and shared the owner's desire to restore it to its original condition. Because of the museum's involvement with the plane, it made an overnight stop in Mount Pleasant, Texas, before heading on to Bridgewater, Virginia, where it will undergo a complete restoration and become a flying museum.
It was just an amazing piece of American history just sitting there kind of rotting away. And then I kind of lost track of it, but it was flown in the late 90s to Marana, Arizona, which is where it was when we really got involved with it. And it sat out there for almost 15 years. Probably 8,000 hours, man hours have gone into prepping that aircraft for the flight to Mount Pleasant. It is the only presidential aircraft ever to be in civilian hands. It's got a very, very, very special place. It flew the President of the United States everywhere he went for 2 years during 1952 and 1953.
As the plane left for its final flight before its restoration, it was good to know that the owners had promised to return this historic plane to Mount Pleasant, Texas in a few years for another visit. And this time, rather than looking tired, worn, and battered, she'll once again look and feel like a symbol of our heritage and our past. Another first in America that will never be lost again.